Okay, so we'll start now. Hare Krishna, everyone. So let's start another session on Srimad Bhagavatam. The verse is 3, 20, 41, and 42. We'll start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurue Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Padagalam Shri Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupa Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyasya cha Kripa Sindhuva eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Om Vishnupadaya Krishnapasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminati Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Desha Tarine. Let me share my screen. And I think you are able to see my screen. So we'll start with the verse. We'll read the verse and then synonyms translation for both of them. And then we'll go through some explanation as I understood as a part of preparation for this. Okay. So the verse is Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 20th chapter, 42 and 43. So verse 42. Urja swantam manyamana atmanam atmanam bhagavan najaha sadhyan ganan pitarganan parokshena srijat prabhu urjvasvantam manyamana atmanam bhagavan najaha sadhyan ganan pitarganan parokshena srijat prabhu. Synonym: urjavantam, full of energy; manyamana, recognizing; atmanam, himself; Bhagavan, the most worshipful; ajaha, Brahma; sadhyan, the demigods; ganan, hosts; pitarganan, and the pitas; parokshena, from his invisible form; asrajat, created; prabhu, the lord of beings. Translation by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Recognizing himself to be full of desire and energy, the worshipful Brahma, the creator of the living entities, evolved from his own invisible form. From his navel, the hosts of Sadhyas and Pitas. Purport. The Sadhyas and Pitas are invisible forms of departed souls, and they are also created by Brahma. We'll also go to the next verse. We'll read it, and then we'll go to the discussion. Verse 43. Tatma sargam tam kayam pitaraha pratipedare sadhyebhyascha pitrabhyascha kavayo yad vitanvate. tatmasarga tam kayam pitaraha pratipedere sadhyebhyascha pitarabhyascha kavayo yad vitanvate. Synonyms: te, te, atmasargam, source of their existing, tam, that, kayam, body, pitara, the pitas, pratipedare, accepted, sadebhya, to the sadhyas, cha, and pitrabhya, to the pitas, cha, also, kavaya, those well versed in rituals, yet through which vitanvate, offer oblations. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation: the Pitas themselves took possession of the invisible body, the source of their existence. It is through the medium of this invisible body that those well versed in the ritual offer oblations to the sadhyas and pitas in the form of their departed ancestors on the occasion of Shraddha. Purport: Shraddha is a ritualistic performance observed by the followers of the Vedas. There is a yearly occasion of 15 days where ritualistic religionists follow the principle of offering oblations to the departed souls. Thus, those fathers and ancestors who, by freaks of nature, might not have a gross body for material enjoyment, can again gain such bodies due to the offering of Shraddha oblations by their descendants. The performance of Shraddha or offering oblations with prasad is still current in India, especially at Gaya, where oblations are offered at the lotus feet of Vishnu in a celebrated temple. Because the Lord is thus pleased with the devotional service of the descendants, by His grace, He liberates the condemned souls of forefathers who do not have gross bodies, and He favors them to again receive the gross body for development of spiritual advancement. Unfortunately, by the influence of Maya, the conditioned soul employs the body he gets for sense gratification, forgetting that such an occupation may lead him to return to an invisible body. The devotee of the Lord, or one who is in Krishna consciousness, however, does not need to perform such ritualistic ceremonies as Shraddha because he is always pleasing the Supreme Lord. Therefore, his fathers and ancestors who might have been in difficulty are automatically relieved. The vivid example is Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj requested Lord Nrsimhadev to deliver his sinful father, who had so many times offended the lotus feet of the Lord. The Lord replied that in a family where the Vaishnava like Prahlad is born, not only his father, but his father's father and their fathers, up to the 14th father back, are all automatically delivered. The conclusion, therefore, is that Krishna consciousness is the sum total of all good work for the family, for society, and for all living entities. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, the author says that a person fully conversant with Krishna consciousness does not perform any rituals because he knows that simply by serving Krishna in full Krishna consciousness, all rituals are automatically performed. Okay. So, as a part of some research on this while reading, I was trying to figure out some things. So we'll start that discussion now. Please forgive me for anything wrong that comes out. Anything useful, if it all comes out, is from my Guru Janas, from my Guru, and from all of you who are like Gurus, from whom I am always learning something or the other. So with that, we'll start the discussion. So as a part of that research, I found a letter, a talk that Srila Prabhupada has spoken. See if you can see it. It came from a discussion on ISKCON Desire Tree, and then somebody produced this letter from or this one of the lectures of Srila Prabhupada. So I'll read this part and then we'll discuss the conclusions, or as I understand it. And feel free to correct me or add whatever uh, your thoughts are, because this is a very touchy subject. We have had discussions on this in many bhakti vrikshas and many places. So, anyways, so I'll start reading with the letter and then we can discuss. So this verse which has been quoted here is 11.541 from Srimad Bhagavatam. Um, see the verse which has been quoted. So I'll first read the verse in translation and then the letter that he is writing. Verse is Srimad Bhagavatam 11.541, and this is related to the Shraddha and the Pitranam. It shows kind of the rains or the debts that we have, and that is where it goes. Devarshi Bhutapta Niranam Pitranam Nakinkaro Nayanam Rini Charajan Sarvatmana Yah Sharanam Sharanyam Kato Mukundam Parihrityakartham. Translation. O King, one who has given up all material duties and has taken full shelter of the Lord of the lotus feet of Mukunda, who offers shelter to all, is not indebted to the living demigods. Not indebted to the living gods, not to the demigods, sorry. Great sages, ordinary living beings, relatives, friends, mankind, or even one's forefathers who have passed away. So this one, it shows who all are we indebted to. Demigods, great sages, ordinary living beings, relatives, friends, mankind, and forefathers. Since all such classes of living entities are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, one who has surrendered to the Lord's service has no need to serve such persons separately. Okay, now I'll read the letter. Or it's part of a talk, not letter, sorry. So even if we have, now this is Srila Prabhupada speaking, I'm just reading it. So even if we have violated the Jati Dharma and Kula Dharma, that is a fact. We have done so. There is no denying this fact. Every one of us, we have done that. Then what is the next duty or remedy? Because we have violated everything. So that for that purpose, in the Bhagavata gives you direction. Here is the verse. And then he quotes the same verse. Devarshi Bhutaptam Nirnam Pitrinam. 11.541. Pitra. Pindodaka Kriya. So we are obliged to offer pinda and water to the pitras. But here is what is called an outlet. Devarshi. We are indebted to the devtas. Rishis. We are indebted to the great sages. Devarshi Bhutanam. We are indebted to the so many other living entities. Bhutanam. And Nirnam. We are also indebted to the human society. Nirnam Pitranam. We are indebted to the Pitras, forefathers, Pitranam. So, Nakinkara Nayam Rini Charajan. One becomes freed from the servitude of all these personalities. Devarshi Bhutapta. Nirnam Pitranam. How can he become? Sarvatma Yah Sharanam Sharanyam. One who has fully surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Lord. Sharanyam. Sharanyam means here is the real place where one can surrender fully. Others, if I surrender to a cats and dogs, what he will help me? Therefore, they are not Sharanyam. But by mistake, if they take shelter of such cats and dogs, what benefit will they get? Therefore, Sharanyam. The worthwhile surrender is to the lotus feet of Mukunda. Therefore it is said, Sarvatmaya Sharanam Sharanyam Kato Mukundam Parihirtya Kartum. We have got so many duties, but in this age, we have lost everything. Therefore, our only duty is to surrender unto the lotus feet of Mukunda Krishna. That will save us. Krishna says, it's not story. Krishna says, Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mukshasya-mukshashyami. 1866, Bhagavad Gita. I know that you have violated your family tradition, your past regulations, everything you have done for which you are to be punished, sinful activities. But I give you assurance, if you surrender unto me, then aham tvam sarva papebhyo mukshashyami. I shall give you deliverance from all the reactions of sinful activities. Therefore, at the present moment, because we have lost all culture, we have done so many sinful activities. If we want to be saved, it is the only remedy is to surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna and thus become saved. So, looks like the video was not going because the screen was shared. Anyway, that's not important. So, based on this, and then the different, so it talks of so many rins that we have. Rins are essentially the debts. So the debts to the devtas, to the society, to the forefathers, to the rishis, so many. So summary, what is the summary of all this? And I'll go straight to the summary because it's close to 7:50. So looking at the time, right, we would try and close it on time. So the summary is, the keyword that I understood and a couple of lectures that I heard is Sarvatma Yah Sharanam Sharanyam. That is most important. Are we totally surrendered? Sarvatma Yah Sharanam Sharanyam. So this topic always comes for discussion. We don't need to do anything. Are we supposed to do anything for the forefathers or for the pitras? Do we need to do anything? This question always comes. So what I understood from this is, the key here is Sarvatmaya Sharanam Sharanyam, which means total surrender to the Lord Mukunda or Krishna. So unless we are totally surrendered, we still have debt and we still need to fulfill that debt. There are so many examples of people who did Shraddha. Even in this article that I was referring, or the example that is there, right? Even there, Prahlad Maharaj's example, in one of the verses, 1 minute, let me find the verse so that I talk about it. So the verse is 7:10:22. I'll read the translation, what Lord is telling Prahlad Maharaj. My dear child, 7:10:22, that is the verse. Your father has already been purified just by the touch of my body at the time of his death. Nonetheless, the duty of a son is to perform the Shraddha ritualistic ceremony after his father's death, so that his father may be promoted to a plenary system where he may become a good citizen and devotee. So, while Hiranyakashipu is already liberated, the Lord is still asking Prahlad to perform Shraddha ceremony because it is important for the offsprings to do the Shraddha ceremony for the Pitaras or forefathers. There are so many examples in Shastras. In Mahabharata, Lord Krishna himself took Maharaj Yudhishthir. Now, if we don't consider Maharaj Yudhishthir and the Pandavas to be fully surrendered, So then where we are, he took Maharaj Yudhishthira to perform Shraddha of all the people who died in the war, Mahabharat. Lord Ram, he also performed Shraddha ceremony for his father, Maharaj Dashrath, when he heard the news that Maharaj Dashrath has passed away or left his body. Lord Ram also did it for Jatayu, whom he thought or treated like his father. He gave him in the same regard as his father. So when he saw that Jatayu passed away or died, he did his Shraddha ceremony. So did Lord Chaitanya. And it has been quoted at many places that Lord Chaitanya also conducted the Shraddha ceremony on account of his forefathers for their satisfaction and for their liberation.
Hare Krishna, did we lose Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, seems like that.
Okay.
He's rejoined.
Hare Krishna. I'm sorry, I think I got disconnected from the meeting, so I had to join back. So the point is that while we are practicing sadhakas or we are practicing devotees, we are still not there where we could call ourselves fully surrendered to the Lord. We are in Grahastha ashram, we are doing all kind of responsibilities, duties, and thus till we reach that point, these ceremonies, especially this Pitra and the Shraddha ceremony, all this, as far as I understood, has to be done by the sons for the satisfaction of the Pitras. There is a lot that I can speak, but let me ask if there are any thoughts or any question, because this seemed like a little touchy subject to me, and that is why I did some research, and this is what I found. So if there are any thoughts people would like to share, we can take those.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. This is Sachi Sutadas. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Guru Maharaj and
Hare
Shri.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Pranama, Shila Prabhu.
The research analysis, findings, and great subject. It's, I mean, like you touch base on many things, and Krishna consciousness is so wonderful. I had a discussion with my spiritual master earlier on this. He always quote about principles and actions. So principles like Krishna consciousness, devotional service is going to be elevating not only us but also the fathers and forefathers and the departed souls. If you see the mantras, or that is the one is Shraddha and the other monthly during Amavasya we perform Tarpanam, which means all departed souls. So it has been, it says like Vishnu Pada Tirthartham. It is Vishnu Pada Tirthartham. I am offering the sanctified water that is being offered to Vishnu's lotus feet. That is being offered so that it relieves the clutches and the sufferings that they are dealing in wherever they are. Okay. It is offered to father. I mean, assume if the father is not there.
Yeah.
That doing this
Father or forefathers.
Father, grandfather, great-grandfather, and his wives. That is on the father's side, paternal side. Similarly,
Mm.
on the maternal side, maternal side, my mother's father, grandfather, great-grandfather, 3 generation above.
Mm.
So, and beyond that, it is called Nyatya Nyada Prityartham, which means unknowingly, there are many people in the lineage has to be delivered. So these are the things. End of the day, it is all offering Vishnu's Mahaprasadam. And Krishna consciousness is so wonderful that this delivers that our 2 hours of a commitment, even though we are in the mixed devotees or mixed stage, 80-20 will not even applicable, like in my case. It's 98 and 2%. I think I can say that. But the 2% of my endeavor or whatever it is Krishna, Prahlad Maharaj request, like Lakshmi Nrsimhadev has already said that 14 generations are getting liberal. Those are faith and confidence. I also had a discussion once with I bumped with one unknown devotee who is Srila Prabhupada disciple in Mayapur. When I first went to Mayapur, at the time when I thought, well, like, coming to Krishna consciousness, I should remove my thread. I should not be
Leave
doing,
everything.
because I was very confused. And he said,
Mm.
not there at the stage. It is recommended to do your actions, okay, and simultaneously read scriptures, practice chanting. So both go in tandem, and it helps. So that's a nice point which you summarize from your findings, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for adding all these things, Prabhu. Um, there is a lot that can be spoken about this, but I mean, we have seen this. We were also very, very confused at one point of time when we joined, right? Leave everything, nothing is required, and all that. And some people might have that level. Nobody knows who is at what level. But whatever I understood, I am definitely not at that level. so, so while we are doing this, we are practicing devotees and we are doing our sadhana. It's recommended that we continue doing these things till we are fully surrendered to the Lord.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Anyone else? Any final thoughts?
Thank you, bro. What I appreciated was I've never heard this perspective of this the verse from Bhagavad Gita that you spoke from Prabhupada's lecture, that many times we think that it's starting from this point, okay, now you can discard all the religious activities and perform devotional service. But also from the past, that you're already discarding many religious activities that you have to perform. Even for those, because now you're going to perform devotional service, I will deliver. So that was like an new perspective of that verse. Of it's not that from now on, but all the things that we kind of discarded knowingly or unknowingly, Krishna will still deliver us. So that was a beautiful point. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhu, like yesterday, I think Haridwani Prabhu, you gave the class, right?
Yes, he gave the class.
You touch base Vyasadev. After he composing Srimad Bhagavatam, he didn't discard the other thing that he was written on the earlier Vedas, because there are varieties of people and varieties of levels and stages, so they can hold on something and gradually elevate to that point. That's my thoughts are going to that point on your discussion also, Prabhu.
Yeah, as Prabhu is saying, like
Yeah,
there's it's a plethora of discussion that we can have. We just
yeah,
start.
it's a very sensitive topic.
Yeah. We could also give example of Dhruva Maharaj himself, that how he was still grateful about his mother at the last moment. He just didn't think, oh, now I'm a pure devotee, I don't have to worry about anybody. So this can also be seen as a gratitude of everything. Like it might not be like, maybe for some of us the devotees and the grandparents were not devotees, but they have definitely helped us to come to a point, either traditionally or financially or emotionally, come to a point where we were able to accept the devotional service. So at least we should be able to be grateful for that. And this shraddha or water tarpanam can be seen as expressing that gratitude, if not for anything. So like multiple things, like you said.
Yes, Prabhu. Also,
No, very right point.
we are here, right, Prabhu? They are taking a lot of efforts to bring us to this. They are the instrument to bring the soul, and we take existence, and we have opportunity. And gratitude is a seed of love to reciprocate. Sorry, Prabhu, I'm speaking a lot. I'm so sorry. Thank
No problem, Prabhu. Well, this topic itself is such, right? And there are so many things which come out. So, I mean, we could do a much longer discussion on this subject, but looking at the time, I see people have to drop in. I have another meeting to join. I'm sure many of you also have to get to your day-to-day things. So we'll close the call here. Anything wrong? It's all account on me. Please forgive me. And anything good which comes out, it's on account of the Guru Janas and all of you. You all are also like my Guru Janas because I'm learning something from you. We'll close the call. वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभैर्च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।